As you point out, and as I mentioned a moment ago, we have tremendous energy resources right here in our own state. In addition to those that you mentioned, we've got 1.2 trillion barrels of proven recoverable reserves that are locked up in oil shale. 1.2 trillion barrels, that's more than all the oil in the Middle East combined. And yet we can't get to that, we can't produce it commercially, because almost all of that is on federal land. 2/3 of our land in Utah is owned by the federal government. As a result of that, we can't tax that land, we can't regulate that land, it's harder to fund our schools and essential government services. We can't get to it to produce energy, we can't get to it in some cases even for recreational purposes. And you know, they shouldn't keep all that land. It doesn't belong to them, it belongs to the American people, and it affects us right here in Utah first and foremost. You know, there was a promise made in our statehood enabling legislation. It became effective in 1896. It made an implicit, if not explicit, promise to the effect that after statehood, that land, the unincorporated federal public land within the state of Utah, would be sold, and that 5% of the proceeds of the sale of that land would be put into a trust fund for Utah's public education system. Similar promises were made in the enabling legislation of other states like Missouri, other states like North Dakota. The federal government made good on that promise and has never made good on its promise with the state of Utah. We've got to begin on a step-by-step basis. We can't turn this around overnight. But as a member of the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, you've got my commitment. I'm going to continue to fight to make sure that we move in the right direction. The first step in the right direction is to urge Congress, which I'm currently doing, to fully fund what's called the PILT program. It stands for Payment in Lieu of Taxes. Currently, Congress tries to offset the property tax hit that we take, because we can't tax that land, by giving us a small fraction of what we would otherwise get in property taxes from that land. If Congress had to pay the full tax equivalent amount every year to the state and its taxing jurisdictions, we'd have the money that we needed. More importantly, the federal government would make more efficient use of the land it has. Some of that land would be sold. Other parcels of that land would be put to more economically beneficial use. One way or another, we'd start to benefit from that land, and I know that would include energy development. I want that energy developed here, where it can be done in a more environmentally responsible fashion than it will be anywhere else in the world. I want that done here, where we can take advantage of the jobs, where we can benefit from the economic development associated with it. So bring it forward, Larry. Keep calling for it, and I'm going to keep doing everything I can.